It is the final week of the regular season here today, and we're getting ready to see if we can put these boys to rest here as we're taking on the Vikings here in Minnesota. As the Vikings right now are just 2 games under 500. No chance for them to get have a winning record here, but we do have a chance here to try to get a clean sweep here against our NFC North rivals here as we're trying to get the second win here. If we can do that, we've beaten every single one of our fellow teams here twice in a row, both home and away this season. First time in this series. And today, of course, the Vikings are looking to see if they can stop us from getting being perfect here in the series, as they are looking to get our first loss of the season. There you see the tell of the tape between the two teams when it comes to offensive points per game, passing yards, rushing yards, and etc., etc. But right now, there you see just a 2-game losing streak there for the Vikings, as the Vikings have made a drastic change when it comes to their quarterback. I mentioned this kind of briefly in the previous episode that JJ has been demoted. Now, last week he had a game there against or last time we played against him, actually. He did pretty well. 13 carries there for Chubbs. Of course, we did a good job there stopping him. But the big feature of the game was Jordan Addison. He had a great game there. He had a touchdown or 2, and he, of course, had over 100 yards of the day. And, of course, we were going to have to try to game plan around him and try to see if we could slow him down. That was a huge thing for them the last time we faced against them. And now we're trying to see if we can try to duplicate the same kind of play that we had last time around. Now, the last 5 games, the Vikings are 2-3, and their last game was against Baltimore here in the previous week, 35-13 in that game. And like I said, they had to make a change here because Ritter was told to be taking over the reins now. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions there for him last week. 150 passes for 154 yards. He was 14 of 25 in that game. Chubb had 13 carries for 75 yards. No rushing touchdowns. And it's kind of been a weird year for him. He has had an off year, and I have no idea why that is the case. Looking into his numbers, which you'll see here in a bit, he has not had a 100-yard game, and I think the closest he's had a couple of 90-yard games, but that's about it. Most of them have been around the 60s, upper 60s and lower mid 70s for him this season. So I don't know if there is an injury issue. By the looks of it, he's played in every single game this season. Maybe it's just a production value. Maybe he's regressing a little bit there, but he is a superstar X Factor Dev. And of course, he is breaking, his break tackles going down, his carries going down some. So maybe that's the reason. Maybe he's regressing some here. But he has over 1,000 yards for the year. He has 3 rushing touchdowns this season. Wow. And 2 fumbles as well. He has 3 more years on that contract with the Vikings. So, we'll have to see how the things will turn around for him in today's game. And, of course, somewhere down in the near future. But J.J. McCarthy, he has been demoted. Now, he is still, you see his player tag there, he is still quarterback of the future. But for how long? Because Desmond Ritter's pretty much had a pretty decent game in the couple of games he's played in. And right now, they're kind of looking at him as the guy that to do so. There you see 2,000 yards, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions for him. With the Vikings so far this season. So he's pretty much played quite a bit of games here this season for them. He has 3 rushing touchdowns of 93 yards and 26 attempts there this season. And he's been pretty much their guy there under center. Justin Jefferson, of course, he's always a deep threat, always a problem for any defense. And, of course, we'll have to figure out and solve that problem as we always have to when we're playing against the Vikings, either home or away. And of course, Jordan Addison was also a huge headache for us last time around as he had a nice game as well against us. 92 speed, 92 accuracy, 90 speed. He's getting close to, he could possibly get 1,000 yards here in today's game if he has another 100-yard day. And of course, we'll have to make sure we kind of keep a close eye on him and kind of have find out a game plan of really getting him to drop those footballs there. Dallas Turner, the outside linebacker here, is a superstar dev, or excuse me, a star dev. He is going to be lurking around there in that secondary, keeping a watchful eye on Williams, as well as our halfbacks Homer and Johnson, who have been playing very well. And of course, the middle linebacker from Nebraska, Levon David there, he'll be also watching as well, as he's had a pretty good season as well. 84 overall there for him. 103 tackles, 9 TFLs, 3 interceptions there. So not a bad season at all for him, and he'll definitely be trying to keep up what he has been doing. And of course, Ham and Connolly are both out with some not too serious injuries there. One was good. I think Connolly's going to be back at least next week, but of course, season's going to be over with for them, as they do not have a postseason here. But today, they're going to try to do their best to play spoiler here, as they're trying to see if they can knock us off, and of course, chalk up a loss in our loss column here. 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions there for Ritter. Of course, we're going to have to keep a close eye on him. He likes to scramble and move the football with his legs, as well as his arms. And as we see a nice stop there from Montez Sweat, as he gets a hold of the quarterback there, gets to the quarterback there on that play, makes a nice stop, and that's going to put us with a nice sack there, putting them behind the 5-yard line here. Nice job there from Sweat. Let's see if we can keep that up and keep that momentum going here now, as we get this try to get this ball back here quickly, as we'll see a nice job there. We have another loss there, as Ritter now here 3rd and 22. He's going to drop back here. So this quick screen pass there, that's going to go to TJ Hawkinson as he gets the catch, and that's going to put him at the 16-yard line. It's going to put a 4th and 14 coming up here for the Vikings, as Ritter and the offense will have to come off the field, and Williams and the Bears offense, of course, been very explosive all season long there. 5,368 yards, 53 touchdowns, I believe. And we'll see if that will continue, or excuse me, 51 touchdowns so far for him this season with 3 interceptions. We'll see if that will continue here in today's game, if we can get some more touchdowns as well as just have another performance. Now, this game, I don't think we'll see too many of the starters on the field here. We'll, depending on how this game plays out, we'll probably, if the game gets to that point where we have a 2 or 3 possession lead, I'm sure that we'll take out the starters here and put in the backups like Wilson, as we see almost an interception there, as that one almost got taken back, as that was Poyer there, Jordan Poyer, former Dolphin, and of course a former Bill, if you remember back from our Bills series there. And now he is with Minnesota. So we'll see a pass there. That's going to be completed as Addison has it. And again, another huge, one of our biggest problems here in today's game here that we have to try to solve. As he gets a nice first down there. Ball now at the 42-yard line. Play action here up the middle. And they're going to try to get that one there to Jefferson, as he will drop the football now. 2nd and 10 coming up here. Ball at the 42-yard line. Riddler here throws this one there to Addison. Addison gets the catch, and he'll get a gain of 8 on that play. We'll see what we can do now here on the 42 or on the 49-yard line. Pass up the middle there, and again another quick slant pass, and they'll find Addison again, as they'll again move the chains, and now they'll put us now at our own 40. As Minnesota here, almost got to the quarterback there on that play, and there's a flag now here. We'll see what this flag is going to be called on, and it looks like it's going to be an eligible player down the field. That's going to be on Riser. That's a 5-yard penalty on the Vikings, and it's going to put them now And they're going to probably accept this play. It's going to put them at a 1st and 15. Ball they're back on the 45-yard line. So the ball is on our 45-yard line here. 1st and 15 coming up here for the Vikings. As we'll see a quick pass there. That's going to go off to the right-hand side. And that ball is going to be completed. And we'll see now. Excuse me, a 3-yard reception on that play. Second and 12 coming up. As Ritter here throws this one there. That's going to be caught. And Jefferson Hill does not want to go down, but he is going to finally go down there. But he's going to get the first down. I don't know what the blocking or what the deal was there, but he just could not bring him down. Dexter now here gets the hole. Oh my goodness, what is Gordon doing? Actually, Dexter almost had the quarterback there, but Gordon almost had the interception. But he does not pick it up. As we'll see now, 2nd and 10 up the middle here from Chubb. Chubb's going to run this one here. And it seems like Chubb is a little more determined here today to run the football than last time we seen him. As we'll see a nice stop there. As he gets a gain of 2 on the carry. We'll see what they'll do here now on this 2nd and 8. Run the football here with a quarterback, and he's going to run in there. No problem for Ritter as he finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. And the Vikings are able to get first blood here as he's able to run this one up the middle. Great blocking there from his receivers there. And he is going to find his way into the end zone. Nice drive there. 10 plays, 81 yards. 3:45 off the clock there. As we'll see now, 1st and 10 here coming up here for Chicago. As Johnson will run this one on the outside there. Breaking a few tackles there before he's finally stopped at the 34-yard line. Makes a 2nd and 7. So now 2nd and 7 coming up here. As we're on our own 34-yard line. Williams here calling an audible here. He doesn't feel comfortable with what he's reading right now for the defense. And so throw this one to DJ Moore. And Moore will find a spot there at the 45 as he gets a quick catch on that quick turnaround. Keeping the drive alive here with 3:33 left here in the first quarter. 7-0 here for Minnesota. Pass up the middle there. That's going to go to Cole Clement as Cole gets the catch at the 46-yard line of the Vikings as they trying to help themselves move the chains here. But they're going to come up short for the first down. Let's just be a 2nd and short coming up here for the Bears as we'll see a run on the outside there. Spin move there from Johnson as he breaks away from that tackle. And he's going to get himself at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bears as there's still less than 2.5 minutes left here in this first quarter. Bears want to try to see if they can try to score here before the quarter is over with. Williams here drops back in the pocket, throws this one there to Roman Dunze. Dunze has the catch, and he will get the nice catch there for getting a gain of 9 on that reception. Ball's now played at the 33-yard line of the Vikings as they'll go back to the ground game here with Johnson as he'll run this one. And that'll be enough there to help move the chains as didn't have to take too much there, as we'll see now ourselves at the 28-yard line of the Vikings. About 1:05 left here in the first quarter. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson got a good block down the field, and he is going to find himself at the 19. Nice job there from the defender chasing him down, stopping him from getting that first down. 2nd and 1 coming up here. Just 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Williams here again drops back in the pocket, looks down the field here, looks for Everett. Everett gets the catch. He's going to get this one there. He's going to be taken there and stopped at the 12-yard line. Nice job there from him. He's having a little bit of a conversation there with Cashman. And Williams now here looking for a block, trying to go down the sidelines here. He's going to get stopped at the 5-yard line, and that is pretty much how the first quarter is going to go. Vikings get a chance to get the first points of the day and shut us out of the first quarter. Second quarter's coming up here, but the Bears are probably going to be scoring here on this next play as they start the first play of the drive here in the second quarter. 2nd and 3 coming up here, the ball to 5. Hand off to Johnson, goes to run this one on the outside there, and he's going to be stopped When in reality, I think he should have been in the end zone there, but for whatever reason, they said he did not cross the plane there with the ball. So now we'll see the ball at the 1 yard line here, hand it off, and he's going to get in there with no problem. Touchdown, Chicago, as the Bears find themselves in the end zone. Nice job there from Johnson. That's going to be his first rushing touchdown of the day, his 23rd of the season. 12 plays, 69 yards. Giggity. As we now tie this game up, now 7 apiece. It's Nick Chubb trying to run this one out of the backfield there. Scrapes up a yard there on that carry. And like I said, his numbers have been really, really off. Only 3 rushing touchdowns this whole season. That's not a Nick Chubb type of numbers there from him. As we'll see a pass there, that's going to be Addison as he breaks off tackles. He's going to find himself at the 47. He is fired up here, and he really wants to make a game here for himself. And, of course, try to get that loss put on us here and try to ruin our perfect chance to get a perfect season. As Dexter makes a nice tackle there for a quick loss there on the back there. We'll see now 2nd and 12 coming up. Pass there. That's going to be Addison again. Addison is rolled up as he has now he stopped at the 40-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and 4 coming up here for the Vikings as Ritter here again drops back, has a nice pocket, looks down the field here, finds the receiver, and he cannot get that with a Chubb. Chubb had it on his fingertips, but then dropped it as the defense was right on top of him making the stop, and they'll be forced to punt. So now we get the ball at their 16-yard line after the punt. We'll see Johnson here try to run this one on the outside when really he should have just stayed in the middle there as he would have had some positive yards there, but just no gain there. 2nd and 10 coming up here, ball at their own 16-yard line. We'll see Williams here again, drops back, pass up the middle there to Cole. Cole gets the catch, and that's going to be a nice job from him as he is now looking at now a 3rd and 3. A manageable 3rd and 3. Run this one on the outside with Johnson. Johnson's going to run this one down the field here. Does a little spin move. Gets tangled up there with Dunze, but he's going to get enough yardage there to get to themselves to the 44. Nice run there from him. And, of course, Vikings trying to game plan for that, as he's been pretty much a really good asset for us, as he's been doing a great job here stepping up as the feature back here for us, as Swift, of course, is out and won't be back until I think it'll be the conference championship game that he'll be eligible to play, if that. Williams now throwing this one up there, and that's going to be caught there by Cole, as he is going to get to the 25-yard line on that catch. Nice drop back and throw there to from the quarterback there to his tight end. Ball now on the 25-yard line after that pass. As Williams here looking for another deep pass here. He's going to find Roman Dunze, and Dunze is going to find his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. That is touchdown number 22 now for Roman Dunze, as he is finding his way into this end zone here. A nice deep pass here. Of course, we're seeing some mismatches here, and which I'm liking here. And, of course, we're going to try to take advantage of those as much as we possibly can. But at the same time, we know that they're going to be, we can't be throwing too willy-nilly there against this Vikings defense. Even though they have not been playing like a really good team here. But there's been games that defensively they've been really doing a good job here of just snagging footballs out of the air against a lot of good teams. As we'll see a nice stop there for Montez Sweat as he gets a nice push back there on the quarterback as the veteran there. And of course, I think he's up for a contract this season. And we'll try to see. Of course, hopefully he'll come back for another season there. Of course, he's up there in age, and of course, so we'd like to see him come back. But if not, then we already know we have a guy there on the right-hand side, Danny Hill. Of course, we haven't seen too much of him here today. As we'll see a pass there being thrown away, as the defense is just too hot for Ritter to deal with, and he'll be forced to punt. We'll see now what we can do here now on the ball on their own 45-yard line after the punt. 1st and 10 here for the Bears. As the crowd here in Minnesota is kind of quiet here. And, of course, they're just trying to help their defense there when they need to make noise and cause some confusion there with the offensive line for Williams and the Bears. 2nd and 1 coming up. Ball on the 47. As we'll see a drop back here. Williams here. Screen pass there to Blankenshame as he'll get the catch there. And that'll be a nice job, as you'll see. Oh, nice job there to a nice quarterback. I knew that record was coming up here quickly for most receiving or most passing yards in a season. Congratulations there to Caleb Williams as he breaks that record here. As we'll see him continue, of course, add on to that record. The ball's going to be fumbled, and it looks like Minnesota got the ball back. As that is not what we need right now here. We're trying to get a drive going, try and build some momentum here on our side. And now Johnson is going to cough up the football here, but I don't know. I think he might have been down first before that ball really popped out here. So hopefully we get a chance for the booth, and they will. They'll take a look at this and see if I'm correct, and I think I am. As see right there, butt cheek and knee was down before that ball popped out. And so if that's the case there, that means Minnesota will have to get that football back there to Chicago, and they will. 2 minutes left here, as we'll see now. A 2nd and 11 coming up, a deep pass there. That's going to be thrown to Elijah Moore, and he's going to get that at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 for Chicago. As the ball now in play here, so drop back here, pass, the screen pass there to Johnson. Johnson going down the field here. Johnson, a little spin move. Going to get himself down to the 5-yard line on that screen catch. And that's going to be a good job there moving the chains. We'll see now what they can do here on this on this 1st and goal coming up here. Ball at the 5-yard line. And they're going to Williams going to drop back here. And they're going to go for that screen pass again here. Why not? It was useful, helpful, and helped them get into the end zone this time. Touchdown, Chicago. As Johnson finds his way into the end zone there. Nice play there from him as he is going to get in the end zone. I believe that's his 2nd or 3rd receiving touchdown here. Of course, he hasn't had too many receiving touchdowns now, but did a great job there on that play. As that's 6 plays, 57 yards. Nice drive there for Chicago as they now take a 2-possession lead here now, 21-7. 36 seconds left here in the first half as Ritter here drops back, throws this one there, and oh, nice pop there as Hopkins had it and then dropped it. Nice job there from, I believe that was T.J. Edwards here on that play. We'll see now, 2nd and 10 coming up, pass there. That's going to be T.J. Hawkins. He's going to step out of bounds. He's going to get the catch, but he's going to be out of bounds there at the 33. 3rd and 3. Pass there is going to be completed. That's going to be Addison. Addison gets the catch, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 45. Timeout being called by Minnesota. As they'll see a 1st and 10. That pass is going to be tapped away there by Jalen Johnson. Intended there for Hawkinsay. As we'll see now, 2nd and 10 coming up, and Ritter here has to throw a quick screen pass there to Chubb. Chubb's going to get this one down. And he's going to get about a gain of 9 on that carry, or on that reception. We'll see a 3rd and inches coming up here. Just 15 seconds left before the half. Ritter here quickly there throws this one up. That one's going to be broken up. As now they're looking at a 4th and inches. We'll see what they'll try to do here with just 12 seconds left. And they decide to go ahead and punt. So now with 7 seconds left, Chicago has all their timeouts. Minnesota only has 1. Williams here throws a quick screen pass. That ball is going to be broken up. Nice job there from Hill, the Vikings, making that stop. We'll go now here, 2nd and 10, and they're going to go for the screen pass again, and it's going to get broken up again as Hill right on top of that halfback that time again. So they definitely knew that we were trying to run that play a 2nd time, and they knew that. They're like, yeah, we know you're going to run this again, so we're just going to make sure we stay on top of your halfback there and make sure that ball is getting batted away, and they did so. Nice job there for the defense. Now, of course, we got to come up with another way of getting the ball there through the air to our halfback here. He's been doing a good job here catching the football. Let's take a look at the final score here in this one. The Packers and Lions, 31-21. Packers win that one in Motown. As for the Chargers and Cowboys, well, right now they've got 8 seconds left for the half. It's 14-3, as Prescott has 165 yards and 3 touchdowns now. Or two touchdowns there for the day. And then the Baltimore Ravens and the Bengals. Baltimore right now trailing by 2 scores, 21-17, as Jackson has a touchdown and 2 interceptions in the game. Not like him playing that poorly in the game. But Bengals taking advantage of it so far. Baltimore not playing very well. And they, of course, got to find a way to bounce back in that game against the Cincy Bengals, as we see Johnson now coming out of the backfield, and he's going to get tattooed for a loss there of 2. We'll jump now to a 3rd and 12. Williams here in the shotgun here, looking to see what he can do here. Looking for probably a deep pass. He's going to throw this one up the middle there. That's going to go to DJ Moore, and Moore is going to be able to hold on to the catch and absorb the hit. That's a huge first down there for the Bears. 1st and 10 for Chicago. All right, Chicago has the ball now on the 48-yard line of the Vikings. As we'll see, Homer here has the football. He's trying to move this one out. He's getting bounced around, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see who this is on. And, yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be. It's going to be a holding call. It's going to be on the line as Collins gets called for that. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty, putting us back at the 44-yard line. 1st and 19. Homer here try to run this, try to get some yardage there. He could get a gain of 2. We'll see now probably a pass play here on 2nd down. 2nd and 17 coming up. As Williams here drops back in the pocket, scrambles to the left-hand side and finds Cole, and he's going to get the catch there. That's a 1st down. 14-20, 201 yards and 2 touchdowns for Williams here today. We'll see what they can do here on this 1st down here, and they'll go back to the ground game here with Johnson, as Johnson tries to stiff arms, but gets pushed out of bounds there by Murphy Jr., as that'll be a gain of 4 on the play. Ball on the 30-yard line here. Homer has it now. He's going to go on the left-hand side as well, and he is going to be there. He has a few yards as well. We'll see now what they'll do here on this 3rd and short. I imagine they'll probably keep it on the ground here. Maybe this time, maybe run it in between the tackles here. And they will go there, and they will run this one. That's a nice job there from Johnson, as he was not, he almost got caught getting stuck in the backfield there, but he was able to brush off Cashman just enough there to get the 1st down. 1st and 10, hands off to Johnson again. This time they're going to go up the middle, and the defense gets a hold of him there, just getting able to grab a yard on that carry. We'll see now 2nd and 9 coming up here. Ball on the 18-yard line of the Vikings. As Williams here drops back in the pocket, scrambles off to the left-hand side here, looking for a block. Gets a decent block here. He's running this one up. He's trying to get into the end zone, but they're going to stop him at the 5. As that's going to be a nice run there from him. And there is a, oh, no. We have an injury there, and that is our quarterback. Wilson now will have to come in the game. Hopefully the injury for Williams is not serious, as we need him badly for the second half of the season, as that ball's going to be incomplete, and Williams has a high ankle sprain, will not be able to return to this game. So we'll have to find out and see what his injury is. Hopefully it's, it's a high ankle sprain, but hopefully it's not going to be a extended one, any more than I'm just hoping it's just today's game. Other than that, Wilson, you're going to be taking the reins here for the remainder of the season. But let's not think about that. Let's see a pass here being tried to be complete as Roman Duze tried to get that one. But it's going to be dropped as he was tangled up there with 2 defenders. They're going to kick a field goal, make it 24-7 here in Minnesota. As they're able to put that one up the upright. So Minnesota able to take our quarterback out. Now we just got to try to return the favor here. As Chubb tried to run out of the backfield there for a short gain, as Baker makes a nice stop there for the Bears. 2nd and 9 coming up here. Ball on their own 24-yard line. The Vikings have Chubb, and Chubb's going to be brought down there quickly as he gets only a gain of 2 on that play. Nice stop there from Billings and Dexter on that stop. 3rd and 7 coming up. Pass up the middle there, and that's going to be Jalen Johnson, as Jalen here looks like he's trying to take this one back to the house as he spins away from Nick Chubb, and he's going to take this one all the way back to the 8-yard line. Nice interception there from Jalen Johnson, as Johnson has just been a monster here with these as a defensive player here against these offenses, and he has just been very extra there for us, which is a good thing here in this situation. Putting us in good field position now here. We'll see what the Bears offense can do with Russell Wilson, as he will, of course, come into today's game. He was planning on coming in today's game anyway, but not this soon, as we were trying to at least give our quarterback Williams at least the third quarter, and then start bringing in some of those subs in the fourth. But I guess it's better to go ahead and have him out here now, as Johnson here runs this one there, and he'll get a few yards on the carry. Again, this injury is making me kind of nervous thinking about it, as we're just having a great season here. I believe this is the same team that took out Swift as well, as we'll see a touchdown being on the board here. That is Johnson, as he finds his way into the end zone, his second rushing touchdown here today, as he's going to get another one there. Nice job, as that's going to be 2 plays, 8 yards there, just about over 30 seconds there on the drive. Nice play there. It's 31-7. And see there, they say it's going to be just for the game here today, so hopefully that is correct. Hopefully it will just be for this game. And hopefully that is not going to be a recurring and nagging injury there for Williams. As we'll see now, 2nd and 9 coming up here for Ritter for the Vikings. And play action, looking down the field here, trying to find somebody, and cannot find anybody until he has to go ahead and run this one there, and he's going to be met up there by Johnson, who's going to make the stop as he gives himself up. 3rd and 6 coming up here. Ball their own 31-yard line. Ritter here again drops back in the pocket, looks up the field, finds Addison. Addison gets the catch, and we finally wrap him up there at the 48. 1st and 10 for the Vikings, as again, just doing a good job here. Quick passes there. We'll see. That is Jefferson there on the catch, I believe. No, that is Hopkins, excuse me, on that catch, as he will get a few yards there on that reception. We'll now go to a 2nd and 4, and we'll see that Chubb gets the first down, and now it looks like one of our defensive linemen have to come off the field here. Hopefully, again, guys, we cannot be chalking up injuries right now. This is not the time right now for the season. We need everybody healthy. We're just about to get Swift back here, as we'll now see here. 3rd and 11 coming up. Ball now on our 33-yard line, and we'll see Ritter here. He's going to run this one here, and oh my goodness, we got to keep a spy on him. We cannot let him be running like this. He's already ran on us already for a touchdown as well, and we cannot let him try to get a second one here. 1st and 10, as we'll hand this one off to Nick Chubb. Chubb's going to run this one here, and then Chubb says, no, I'm going to the end zone, and he's going to find his way there as he gets his way. Touchdown Vikings, as the Vikings on the board here now with Nick Chubb in this run, as does a good job there of stiff-arming our guy, and finds his way there. So his toes Bayard there is like, nope, this is my drive. I'm feeling it, and he does as he gets his way into the end zone. 31-13. They're gonna go for 2 here to try to at least cut this deficit down at least close to half. As we'll see a run here, and oh no, guys, come on, keep him. Oh my goodness. As Ritter finds his way into the end zone. That's going to be a 2-point conversion there. 9 plays, 73 yards, taking 3:26 off the clock. Vikings find their way back into this one here, as they're now only down now by 16. Or excuse me, No, yeah, it'll be 16. So we'll see here on this next opening, this next drive here. Ball on the 30-yard line here for the Bears as we'll hand off to Johnson. He's going to go to the left side. He's going to run this one really well there as he gets about a gain, almost about 17 or so on that carry. Nice run there for him. As you see there, 83 yards now for Johnson with 2 touchdowns here for the day. We'll see what he can do here. As we'll see, Homer now runs this one on the far right-hand side. He's going to get enough there as he's going to get to the 46. And that'll be it for the third quarter. 31 to 15 here at US Bank Stadium here in downtown Minnesota. We'll see what we can do here in the fourth quarter. See if we can wrap this game up and walk out of here with another victory and try to go undefeated for the season. As Johnson's going to be nailed there quickly in the backfield. Nice hustle there from Hill on that play. We'll see. Now it's 3rd and 12. Scramble here. This is going to be a run for Wilson. As Wilson running for his life as he'll get to the 46-yard line. It'll be a 4th and 1 coming up here for Chicago. And Wilson decides he wants to try to hold on to this football as long as he possibly can here for the Bears. So they're going to go for it. 4th and 1. Handoff here to Johnson. Johnson going to run this one. And they're going to say no, that he did not get it. What? There's no way. And David's, of course, giving a hard time about it. But there's no way. We should have had that. That ball should have been crossing that line. Well, of course, that line's not official, but that should have been a first down. And now the coach for the Bears there is going to say, nope, we want to take a look at it. We want to see a spot of the ball. And, of course, if you guys know anything about this game this year, this game's been doing a horrible job of spotting the ball in the right spot for you. Of course, just like the real life referees. But then, of course, they say no. It was a right call. So, all right, well, we lose a timeout, and now we're trying to stop Nick Chubb as he's got momentum on his side. 2nd and 4 coming up. Ball on the 49-yard line. And we'll see a drop back here from Ritter. Ritter's going to throw this one there, and he is going to get this to Addison, who is going to get enough there for the first down. So, able to move the chains, as, of course, we're just trying to make sure they stop moving them. And Chubb here, of course, his X Factor is lit up right now, so he's pretty almost getting close to being unstoppable in this situation. We'll see a 2nd and 8 coming up. Drop back, pass there. That's going to be a low throw there to Hopkins. And he's able to hold on to it. We'll see what they can do here on this 3rd and 3. Ball's on the Bears 36-yard line as Ritter here throws this one. That's going to be a screen pass. That ball is going to be completed. And that's going to get them there at the 26-yard line as Pendenburden gets that reception. 1st and 10 is Ritter here again, throws this one, and Edmonds, the big man, dives for that one there. Nice stop there. It's going to be now 2nd and 10 here for the Vikings. As the Vikings here with 7:04 left, hands off to Chubb, and Chubb will get to the 21-yard line. Be a 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Vikings. As, of course, they're looking to try to get this ball back to Nick Chubb here. And Chubb he's going to break a tackle before he finally gets brought down there quickly there at the 22. As Stevenson grabbing his shoulder, and we need Stevenson. And that's the 3rd now guy that's gone back into the back, and this is not good. As we'll see 4th and 6 coming up here. Ritter here has to get rid of the football here. He's going to run this one, and he's going to, oh my good. Talk about pure luck. He is so lucky. He should have been put back there and not even got that first down, but for whatever reason, it slipped through our fingers. 1st and 10. Pinball here is going to run this one here as well as he's finally getting brought down there as he's bouncing around there in the backfield. And they finally get able to trip him up as we'll see a dislocated shoulder. And Stevenson will not come back in today's game. We'll have to, again, keep a close watch on that injury as well. 2nd and 6. Pass is going to be thrown. And it's going to be in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. as Addison is finding his way into the end zone. Now they're going to go for a 2-point conversion here. Try to put this now to a 31-23 game. Pass is going to be complete, but no. Receiver could not stay in bounds. And now Ingram for the Vikings has to come off the field as well, as he's grabbing his arm. So the 2-point conversion does not go through. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 26-yard line here for Johnson, the Bears. And there, oh, nice run here for Johnson. And they finally realize what is going on and get a hold of him at the Bears' 39-yard line. So now at the Bears' 39-yard line, 1st and 10. And just try and now use the running game here to help us out and try to utilize this clock as well to try to dwindle away this game and try to walk out of here with a victory. As we'll see, play clock down to 2. Handoff from Wilson to Johnson. And now spin move there from Johnson. He's going to find his way there to the first down. Nice job, as he's got now 107 yards for the day on 24 carries and has 2 rushing touchdowns there. Nice day there for him. Let's see if we can keep it up. And, of course, we'll have to bring in Homer as well to help him out there. He can't run every single play here. But Johnson, by the looks of it, he seems like he almost could. As he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage now. 2nd and 10 coming up. Ball in there at midfield. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson is going to run this one. And, of course, that's going to be enough there to help move the ball. As we get to the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning coming up here for the Bears. For the Bears here. We'll see. We're only 2 minutes away from being undefeated. As we'll see a handoff here. That's going to be run. And we'll see a timeout being called by the Vikings. 2 timeouts remaining for Minnesota. As there's a minute 56. And, of course, we're trying to stay in bounds to keep that clock moving. As we'll see another handoff here. Breaking a tackle, and Johnson's going to be brought down there at the 32. And quickly a timeout being called by Holiday and the defense of the Vikings. We'll see now 2nd and 4 coming up here. Ball on the 32-yard line of the Vikings. As Wilson again hands this one off. And, oh, my goodness, our number 14 there almost forgot the block there, which I think in some ways he did. And now we'll see another Viking who will come off the field here. And that is, I believe, that is Heel coming off the field. So Heel will have to get off the field. As we'll see now, 31 now cannot be converted, as we'll see a 4th and 1 coming up here for the Bears. And nice stop there from the Vikings defense. Bears want to keep this clock ticking away here, as they don't want to give the ball back, but I think they're going to get caught in the backfield. Nice stop there for the defense as David finds the halfback there, the former Nebraska Cornhusker, able to get to the halfback on that play and makes a stop. That's going to be a turnover on downs, and now the Vikings will now be deep in their own side of the field here. And, of course, they're going to have to try to make their way up the field. Of course, you know, obviously, if you do the math, even with a touchdown here, it's not going to really help them too much, as of course you see the numbers there for Addison, as he had a really nice day here. Pass there being tossed there, as we see TJ Hawkinson again gets the catch, and that's going to be enough there for the first down. As we see now with 40 seconds left here, pass here, this is going to be deep, and that's going to be overthrown, as TJ Hawkinson could not get to that one. He might be tall, but he's not that fast, and he could not get to that ball whatsoever. Overthrown pass there from Ritter, as he'll see now 3rd and 10. And that's going to be interception by Gordon. Gordon, you're going to take this one back for a pick 6 here. And ladies and gentlemen, this ball game is pretty much over, as they get a nice interception there. As Gordon and the Bears do a great job there to help us seal the deal here and not really let the Vikings be able to move down the field like they were. As that was just a great play there from Gordon. And, of course, he tried his best to get in the end zone. So we'll see Wilson back on the field here on this first and goal. He's going to do a little quick, just QB's quick dive there as he's going to do that. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Bears. Wilson getting a nice rushing touchdown there. I think it was his first of the season on the ground. As that's going to be a nice finish there. It's going to tack on some more points here and just make it just letting the Vikings know that they're not coming back in this game whatsoever. But they still have, we still have time left on the clock here, 15 seconds to be exact. Ritter drops back here. He's got a good pocket. We cannot get to him. What is going on? Why we cannot get to him there? We're not good at that. Not that well good at blocking. But nonetheless, we'll see now with 7 seconds left. So Ritter here again drops back here, trying to fight to get to him. As Ritter here looks, and he's going to throw this one there, and that ball is going to get hit. I think the quarterback got hit late, and Johnson's going to get the interception. And I think that is going to be not the end of the game, but that will move up the Vikings. And yes, Montez Sweat is the one, be the culprit there causing that. So with no timeout remaining here, 1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. Ritter here, last chance to throw. Oh, heave-ho here. He's going to throw this one up there. That ball is going to be caught by Addison. And Addison is going to be stopped. And that is going to be your ball game. 38-21 is your final. And we walk out of here as perfect here in this NFL season, here in the 25-26 NFL season. As Williams there, you see, he's all right. But, yeah, we win this one here. Nice showing here on the road, finishing off the regular season strong as we've been on fire. And hopefully we'll continue doing so as we go into the postseason. But the Vikings, it looks like, I don't know. What is going on? Why are they going to possibly trade JJ? Or, I mean, what's the deal? Why would you have 2 quarterbacks who are young on the, sitting on this team? And, I mean, is JJ a bust? Or what's the deal? Like, are they going to trade him for draft capital or something at some point here? I mean, because technically this is his first year. Because last year, remember, he did not play. We had the roster set up where he could not play because of the injury that he had in real life. And so he did not play at all last year. And so now the question is, they got to keep him around for next year. I mean, he's on contract there with them. But yeah, you see the numbers there. Williams 14-20, 201, 2 touchdowns for him. Johnson 30 carries, 125 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Not a great day there on the ground, I guess I would say average-wise, but nonetheless, he did help us out quite a bit. Russell had a nice touchdown there as well. Of course, Chubb and Ritter both had a rushing touchdown there for the Vikings. Addison had a 1 touchdown there, and he didn't have 2, but he did have over 140 yards through the air. Roman Dunze had a touchdown as well, but not a big numbers there, just 2 catches for about 34 yards. Defensively there, you see the numbers, and not some crazy gaudy numbers because obviously we're playing one of our defensive one of our rivals in the division. So especially these two know each other quite well, have a nice history with one another, and they definitely pull all the punches there. Definitely don't pull the punches in this game at all because they definitely come at each other and try to get that victory. But this time we are able to do so, and not to mention we sweep the division. We played the Lions, early on, won both of those games, both home and away, and the same thing goes for these Vikings as well as the Pack. So we are having a really good time here in the division. We are now division leaders, or of course we've been division leaders, but we're division kings right now as we taking the NFC North twice now here, back-to-back years. So as we go ahead and get ready for the postseason, coming up in the next video will be, of course, a Chicago Bears Bear Down podcast. We'll talk about the season, and of course we'll look at some stats for the regular season, as well as preview the NFL wildcard games, and of course preview our first game, which will be in the divisional round. and we'll see who will play in that divisional round game coming up in that next video. So stay tuned for that. That should be up here in the next day or two. And then after that, it's just none but blinders, looking straight down the line for the next game, which will be the visual game. We'll see who will play in that, and just try to be focused and try to get ourselves back into the Super Bowl for the second straight year here in this Bears series. But if you guys enjoyed today's episode, which I hope you did, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course hit that bell notification so you guys be notified of this series or any other series here on ESGNet. And of course, don't forget to follow us on our second channel here on YouTube. That is ESGNet Plus LP. That's a plus sign and then LP. Definitely go over there and check out great content, as well as we got some NCAA or some college football 26, as well as a new Madden series. And of course, we got some baseball there with the Chicago Cubbies in our Mission Recondition series. And of course, we got soccer. We got a career mode with Mateo Morales, as well as a Mission Recondition series with the Manchester United squad. So definitely go check out that channel and look for more. As always, guys, keep yourselves healthy. Let's get ready to bear down as week 19 coming up. That's the wild card. We'll see you guys next time.